Hey y'all, hey. It's good to see you all. I was in my 30-day mental diet book. I was looking for something that I want to share later on. So, stay tuned for that. Good day, Gladys. Good day, Wayne. Good day, Ron. Good day, Lindsay. Good day, everyone joining in. It's absolutely wonderful to be with you all today. And we are in our sheep. We're in our sheep series. And if you didn't see, yes, dear, bye, right? Vanessa, if you didn't see Sekou's Be Your Own Hero show this morning, he found a reference to sheep in investment and in the finance space. So you got to check that out. I just love it. I just love it. So everybody, we've been unpacking sheep, and I've been working on my acronym, right? I've been open to what is the acronym for sheep. And so far we have S is subconscious, right? And we know the subconscious mind is what? The seat of memory, the seat of habit. And H is habit. We talked about habit yesterday. And if we could start thinking about our pattern of thinking as a habit, because we don't often think about thinking as a habit, but it is. So our pattern of thinking as a habit, right? So do you have a pattern of thinking about what you want or what you don't want? Do you have a pattern of thinking about the past or the present? Do you have a pattern of thinking about what might have happened? Do you have a pattern of thinking about woulda, coulda, shoulda? So what is your pattern of thinking? Do you have a pattern of thinking of your quality that we are embracing and embodying for 2022? So let me just put that out there again. If you have your quality for 2022 and you haven't shared it with me yet, please put it in the comments and I will see it after the show. If you're watching the replay, put your quality of the quality that you are experiencing this year as what am I saying? Put in the comments the quality of God that you want to experience this year. Okay. So if you're watching the replay, you can also do that. And I will see it later on when I check the comments. Okay. Because this Friday, we're wrapping it up because we're moving on. We're going to start to use our quality as we go through 2022. So you need to name it and claim it, right? That's the first thing that we really need to do that we don't do. We don't name it. There is power in naming things. Imagine if none of us had a name. We were all just boy, girl. That was our name. Boy, girl. That wouldn't be fun, right? That wouldn't be fun. And just think about, for the majority of people, the intentionality that is put into what we name ourselves, what we name our children. There was a lot of intentionality put into what Marco and I named our girls, Aria Song and Zola Zen, right? So name the quality that you are experiencing, your God quality. Name it, claim it, praise it, raise it. That's what we're doing this year. That's what we're doing this year. All right, so here we are at E. Did you see I was stalling? I was stalling to get to E. But let me tell you what had happened, right? This is what had happened, Lovejoy. So yesterday we had our 30-day mental diet class 2, and it was so good. It was so dynamic. And so let me mention that now the class is closed. Okay. So if you want to do the 30-day mental diet class, yes, Ron, it was awesome. If you want to do the 30-day mental diet class with me, you have to wait until I do it at another time, sometime in the year. I will do it again. I promise. I will do it again. But this class, this cohort, it's a wrap. We are the class of January, February 2022, and we are doing the work. So I want to share what happened in the class. So we were doing our work, sharing and everything. And yesterday our focus was on our pattern of thinking, right? And the only way that you can change a habit, change your thinking pattern, is to replace it with something else. You don't say, I'm going to stop doing whatever and then I'll replace it with something, because what happens is a vacuum is created and the universe swoops in. Something will go into that vacuum. It could be more what you don't want. It could be more, it could be something else. But if you name it, then you are starting to use the power consciously, intelligently, right? You just don't let something else randomly come into its place. And I shouldn't even say randomly, because what's going to come into its place is more of what you've been thinking. It's more of what you're going to be thinking. More of what you're thinking is going to take the place of what you just substituted that habit for. Okay? So let me get back on with what happened last night. So the pattern of thinking and the habit that I want to change is around rest, right? So oftentimes you will hear me say, I don't get enough rest. I need to go to bed early. I'm tired, right? Pattern of thinking, right? That sheep that has wandered off instead of going to bed, right? There she go. Out the field, going up the road. There she go, right? There she go. And so it's time for me to stop saying that, to change that pattern of thinking. I'm tired. I need to go to bed early. I need to rest, right? What is it that I want? What I want is to feel rested. So I am rest. I am rest. So this is the new pattern of thinking that I am embracing more fully and more commitment for 2022, right? I worked on this all last year, y'all, and it was kind of a fail, right? But I love what Wayne put in the chat yesterday about fail. And I can't read fail, and I can't remember what it was, but it was around learning. It was around learning, that the L in fail is learning, right? So now I'm stuck there, Wayne. Put in the comments what. Oh no, I got you. I got you. I got you. Did I put it in my phone? Nope, I didn't. I don't got you. There we go. First attempt in learning, right? It's an acronym for fail. I love that, Wayne. I love that. So I've learned some things, right? I failed at the resting thing, but I learned some things. And what I learned was in my subconscious mind. It was this memory that I had not connected to until yesterday in class. So we're in class, we're talking about changing our thinking and what new thought we're going to start to cultivate, right? Our new habit of thinking. And when I was sharing that mine is rest, I am rest, this memory came flooding back of when I was a little girl, right? And most of our things are going to start with when I was a child, when I was a little girl, when I was a little boy. I remember when, way back, right? The seat of memory, all of our experiences, right? It starts to formulate our beliefs. Our subconscious mind is where all of our beliefs live, right? So I had this belief percolating since I was little around rest, right? And the memory that came up was when I was a little girl, around 5 years old, my mother was telling me I needed to go to bed because I had to go to school the next day, right? And I would be in such resistance to it. And I would not want to go to bed. And so I would start trying to negotiate, say, just 5 more minutes, mommy, just 5 more minutes. Can I just stay up 5 more minutes, right? And then, most of the time she would say no. And then I would get into bed. And because at that time I was a stubborn child, y'all, I did not listen. I will fight you, right? So I would fight sleep. I would fight sleep, and I would lay in my bed and fight going to sleep just to get back at my mother. You can't tell me when to go to bed. You can't make me go to sleep. I'm going to stay awake, right? And I don't know how long I did that for, but at least throughout kindergarten. So that's like 9 months, right? Fight and sleep. Here I am, a long time later, decades later, still fighting sleep. Still fighting sleep, y'all. So when that memory came back, it explained so much for me. You know, it was like a full circle moment. It explained so much for me. So the commitment that I made is that I'm going to stop whatever I am doing by 10:30. I'm going to stop because I'm taking a baby step, right? Because part of my mind wants to say, stop everything by 9 o'clock. And I know good and well I'm not going to do that, right? I want to set myself up for success. We want to set ourselves up for success. We want to build self-trust in ourselves that we are doing what we say we are going to do, right? So I said at 10:30, I'm going to stop, right? We ended the class. It was wonderful. And immediately my mind said, start tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow you're going to stop everything at 10:30. Immediately. There's that sheep going to wander off, right? And I said, oh, no. We're going to start tonight, right? So it was still early. It wasn't even 9 o'clock yet. I did some things. And it was about 10:25. You know, now I'm like really, really conscious of the time. You know, whenever we start something new, we're like all in it. We're like, yeah, right? So it was 10:25. I wanted to send an email to someone in the class. I sent the email. It was 10:28, right? And I said, okay, stop. My mind said, right? Subconscious mind, working. My subconscious mind said, oh, send the recap email to the class. Get that out the way. So what I do when I teach classes is I recap the homework and I send that out. And my mind was telling me to do that at 10:28, right? It's only going to take 5 minutes. Go ahead, girl. It's only going to take 5 minutes, right? I said, no, we're not doing that. I closed the computer and I started getting myself ready for bed. Now, the other information that I got from this, at least from yesterday, because I'm going to start tracking it now, is how long it takes me to go to bed. I do a whole bunch of stuff, like to get ready to go to bed. It's a whole nother situation, right? Gotta take my makeup off. I gotta floss and brush my teeth. You gotta, all these things, shower, all these things right before you go to bed. So I did all my things and it was about 10:50, somewhere around there. And I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. So I decided to do something that I used to do, but kind of stopped doing, is to have something warm before I go to bed. So I came downstairs. I usually drink water before I go to bed, and I still do that. But I also went to get something warm. So I warmed up some apple cider. So I had some hot apple cider, and I put some cinnamon and nutmeg and cloves in it. It was so yummy. So I had that. And I started reading a book, because reading at night usually makes me sleepy. So I started reading this book. And I read for maybe 15, 20 minutes. I closed the book. It was maybe 11:10. And got, laid down. And my husband was in the bed. And so I'm drifting off to sleep. And I'm not quite fully asleep, but I'm almost there. And all of a sudden, sheep pop into my head and the acronym for sheep. So I jump up, right? I jump up, I sit up, and I'm like, oh, I got the acronym. I got the acronym. I was like, what? Sheep. So the E for sheep is explains. The E for sheep is the first E in sheep is explains. Subconscious habits explains. It explains. It explained why I was so resistant. The subconscious habit that was formulated when I was little was still running the show as an adult me. It explained it. I understand, right? I understand what was driving me. I was totally unaware of it. So, anytime you're trying to understand something, you need to go back, right? Peel it back. I mentioned this in a prior sip. You peel back to get to the root. We got to go below the surface. You peel back to get to the root. And the root that was established was back when I was 5 years old, fighting against sleep. And probably in some way also fighting against my mother, right? But that's a whole nother sip, right? But that was something that I could do. I could fight against sleep. And how that evolved over time. So just having that explanation clarified to me has helped me so much. It's helped me so much. And I know if it's helped me, it's also going to help someone else. So if you are dealing with something that is a pattern that for whatever reason you cannot break it, start to peel back the layers and see if you can connect with the very first time you started to have that feeling of that habit, or you started that specific habit. Okay? All right. So I will reveal E to the other E tomorrow and the P on Friday. So there you have sheep. We're unpacking subconscious habits explains. Subconscious habits explains a lot. All right. All right, y'all. So I'm just checking to see if there's anything else I wanted to say. I was going to read something from the 30-day mental diet. Okay, let me read it. So one of my favorite days in the 30-day mental diet is day 4. I love day 4, and it's all about learn to think constructively. And I read something from day 4 the other day, but I wanted to share this because it's so in alignment with what I just shared. Think carefully is the subtitle. Similarly, inasmuch as your mind is an expression and activity of the one mind, it would stand to reason that it is also creative. Creative not on a cosmic scale, but in your own life and experience. Your thinking determines your experience. In fact, your thoughts become the conditions and situations you encounter in daily living. That is the truth, right? The conditions and situations that I was encountering in my daily life as it relates to getting rest and going to bed and enough time to get rest was all about my subconscious mind, how I was thinking, right? Those patterns of thought was creating this situation that I was experiencing. All right. All right. So we will continue with sheep tomorrow. Let's get into some joy news. All right. So Lovejoy, I see you. Lovejoy said you need a pre-10:30 bed prep. So You're ready when the time comes. Maybe so, but what I'm saying is, for me, it's a baby step. It's a baby step, right? So for me, just stopping is what I need to do. So that's what I'm focused on right now. And then we could add on as time goes on, right? So I just want to say that for everybody. When you are committed to changing a habit, start with a baby step. Your mind is going to try to seduce you into doing something grander right away. Day 3, right? Day 3. Oh, girl, you got it. So let's do, no. Don't get tempted, because that's just the subconscious mind doing its trickery. All right? So stay the sheep that listens. Don't be the sheep that wanders off. Okay? So that's what we're doing. All right, y'all. And we're also doing what? We're also living life in joy. Yes, we are connected to our yes. And so let's get into some joy news. So I want to share the 30-day mental diet. If you're in the class, next week is the Tuesday that we don't have class. Okay? I will send out an email to everyone in the class just to remind everyone that next Tuesday there's no class because I'll be out of town. So next Tuesday I'm traveling. I'll be in California in some warmth. Yes, Lord. And so we won't have class next Tuesday, but everyone continue to do your work, right? You read every day, you do your homework, and I'm going to add on a homework for next week. Okay? So that's for my 30-day mental diet class members. Wanted to make sure that I said that. Again, this class is closed. You will have to wait for the next time that I do the 30-day mental diet to register for the next cohort. Okay, let's see. This Sunday is a celebration. So one of my C's for 2022 is celebration. So I want to celebrate more this year. And so we're celebrating Living Life in Joy 1-year anniversary on New Thought Media Network. I'm so excited. And it's going to be one. Yes, fireworks. It's going to be a wonderful show. Oh, that when Sekou did the fireworks, it reminded me, right? So this is the vision board I did on Saturday. I mentioned the vision board retreat that I went on. There's my fireworks. But what else I have on my vision board, I don't know if you can see it. Your best energy source, sound sleep. Your best energy source, sound sleep. So I need to keep that present in my environment also, right? So we layer these things on. And so what's percolating for me is to do a vision board retreat. So that's formulating. It'll probably happen after we wrap up the 30-day mental diet class. So either in February or March, I'll let you know, but it's on my radar. Okay. All right. So Living Life in Joy, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Right after that, we have SIP on Sunday in Praise at Rockland CSL. And my topic is, and so it is. And so it is. We are continuing our January theme, remembering who we are. Please join us for Sunday in Praise. Go to rocklandcsl.org. Click on the Sunday service link, and you'll be in the Zoom room. Or you can watch us on Facebook Live. We live stream there. Okay. You know what had happened? Meditation with the moon. Totally forgot about it. The new moon was January 2nd. totally like didn't even come to mind at all. And then today I was like, wait a minute. When was the new? Did I miss the new moon? It was too close to January, the new year, and I was, getting over being sick, and it just crept up on me. So next week is the full moon, but it's the day that I'm traveling. So we're going to start meditation with the moon in February. We'll pick that up in February. So the new moon is February 1st. All right. So just mark your calendars. February 1st is the new moon. And we do that at, see? I was going to say we do that at 11 p.m. But no, we can't. I'm not playing, y'all. So meditation with the moon will be earlier. I'll let y'all know the time, but it's not going to be 11 p.m. And there she is. Girl, it's just twice a month. It's just twice a month. You go to bed, after. It's just, there's that sheep running off somewhere. No, let's come on back. Come on back. What we will do is we will change the time to earlier because we can do that. So stay tuned, but you can mark the day, February 1st. Please support the Joy Store. Everything Joy, socks, shirts, mugs, Joy Store on Etsy. And let me do a quick check-in with Sekou before I run out of time. There's the Joy, Congregation of Joy, Rockin' Joy.
Let me put it back up. There's the
Joy
Store on Etsy with all the things.
All the things. I see you looking for your mug.
I was, because I was just drinking out of it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm on brand.
Yeah.
I got my mug. Where'd my cup go? Yeah, so, not much time, but so many things. Like I feel like your example, and I was in the class when it happened, so it was fun to watch the download magic happen in real time. And it's such a lesson to all of us because we hear these phrases, we hear about the formative years, and we hear about the subconscious. We hear these things, but we don't often connect it all. And it's so true that most of the things we're dealing with as adults originate from things that happened in those first 7 years of life. I didn't start reading about the formative years until the past couple years. When I finally started reading about it, I was like, oh dear, oh my. So if you haven't read about the formative years, please do. You'll be shocked at how many of your patterns stem from that. And also, I wanted to just give a shout out to Linda. Linda gave us homework.
Oh, okay.
Excessive approximation is the learning psychology term for the process you are implementing. It works. So we got to look that up.
All right, Linda.
All right, Linda. Dropping that in.
I love it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, let's get the science in there. I love
it. Let's get it. And shout out again to Wayne for that acronym. Acronym is really good for FAIL.
Yes. Thank you, Wayne.
Yeah, that's it. First attempt in learning. There we go.
First attempt in learning. Yes.
All right.
All right. Thank you. And I see you, Ron, talking about cancel your trip. That's a no. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So class is canceled next week, but your work isn't canceled. Okay. The work is not canceled. Let's be clear. You're still going to do your work. All right. All right, y'all. Something just came to mind, but it's left. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. We will continue to unpack the acronym for SHEEP. Remember, S, subconscious mind, H, habit, E, explains. All right. So if you're looking for an explanation for the way you're behaving and the things that you do, subconscious mind, habits, it will explain it. It will explain it. All right, y'all. All right, Linda, I see you. You said something about the moon. You used to tell us all how we could get up for a 2 a.m. full moon ceremony. My body just wouldn't agree to that. I so love the earlier time. Yeah, when I first started doing meditation with the moon, it was at 4 a.m. because I was getting up at 4 a.m. regularly. And so I did at 4. Now it's at 11. So I got to stop now because it's after time. So tomorrow, peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.